Welcome back to Mysteries of the Unknown. In part 1, we went through the timeline of Rey Rivera's disappearance and death. He received a call, left home in a hurry, and his body was later found in a locked conference room of the Belvedere Hotel. In this episode, we're breaking down the theories. So if you haven't done so already, make sure you hit subscribe, click the bell, and let's get started. Subscribe now. Now let's check out theory number 1. Suicide. This is the theory police initially leaned toward. They believed Rey may have jumped from the top of the Belvedere Hotel in act of suicide. Supporters point to signs of stress, Rey's sudden departure, and the cryptic note found taped behind his computer monitor. I don't know just yet. But let's check out the rest of it. But this theory is challenged by physical evidence. To land where he did, Rey would have had to clear more than 40 feet horizontally from the rooftop to the lower roof where the hole was located. The rooftop had a high ledge, limited space to run, and no clear launch point. And his phone and glasses were intact after the fall. Even the medical examiner left the cause of death as undetermined, not suicide. See, I don't know. I don't know about this one. Like, my mom used to say something back in the day when I was a kid. Where there's a will, there's a way. But I don't believe the way Rey stormed out of the house after receiving that phone call. I truly believe that phone call triggered some kind of emergency, and he hightailed it out of that house. You know what I'm saying? But whatever he encountered, the way the whole story went, like, I don't think Rey was there, like, nah, bruh. Like, nah, what y'all talking about? Like, suicide? Nah. I don't feel that. I don't feel that at all. But let's go on to theory number 2, though. Accident. Some believe Rey was exploring the building or meeting someone and accidentally fell through the roof. No. No. Exploring the building. Okay, let's finish reading it. He could have been looking around the rooftop, misjudged the distance, or slipped while trying to cross onto the lower annex. Supporters argue that the fall was strange but not impossible. So the cryptic note sounded like a speech. If you don't know about the note, I suggest you go ahead, search online, maybe Google will do you some good, where you could actually read what the note said. But the note sounded like a speech, okay? And maybe if he was looking around the hotel, maybe he was looking for a conference room where maybe he was going to deliver this speech, you know? But this accidentally fell through the roof type of theory, like, come on. Like, he was, what they said, exploring the hotel, exploring the building, or meeting someone and accidentally fell through the roof. Nah, bruh. Nah. Like, nah. And misjudged the distance? Nah, bruh. Nah. Like, come on. Let's look at it for a second. Right? He could have been looking around on the rooftop. Okay. All right. But if he had misjudged, based on what they said, how far was he? All right, let's look at section 2 of theory number 1. It says, clear more than 40 feet horizontally. If he misjudged, it would be more of a slip. The 40 feet would have had to be intentional, not a misjudge and slip. You see what I'm saying? It's like, misjudge the distance is like almost like, oh man, you know, let me try to see where I will land, and misjudged. Like, this theory is making it seem like was that Daredevil, the one that rode the motorcycle. And, he lost his life, rest his soul. But I used to watch a lot of his stuff as a kid growing up. I just forgot his name. But that's a difference in misjudgment, right? You set up for this big thing, and then you misjudge, you miscalculate the entire thing, and you're like, whoa, it didn't work out the way you thought it would. Them saying in this theory that there was a misjudgment of the distance or slipped while trying to cross onto the lower annex, I don't know. And this one is not hitting home for me. But let's move on to theory number 3. Foul play. If you haven't noticed yet in all the episodes, foul play is definitely a theory. But Rey's family and many people who've looked into the case believe he was murdered. They point to the following. The call that pulled him from home came from Stansberry and Associates, but no one took responsibility. That was kind of weird. The company refused to cooperate with the investigation. Point number 2, weird. Employees were given gag orders, and Rey's close friend and boss, Porter Stansberry, never spoke publicly. And the last bullet point here is Rey may have been working on a financial content and internal projects that gave him access to sensitive information. Next part of theory number 3. This theory suggests Rey may have been lured to the hotel, confronted, and either pushed or killed elsewhere and staged at the scene. But no signs of a struggle or outside DNA were reported. Still, the secrecy and lack of clarity continue to raise suspicions. This one right here, I ain't gonna lie to you. This one here is kind of like strong for me. But at the same time, though, I don't know. I got to process this one a little bit more. The call that pulled him from home, that came from his job, that's definitely a good point. Like, he jetted out the house after getting that call. The company refused to cooperate with the investigation. Why? Why they refused? These are the questions that's happening in my head right now, right? And then the employees were given gag orders. They couldn't talk about it. They couldn't talk about this at all, right? Like, I understand that Rey was, his close friend, Porter Stansberry. I understand Rey was his close friend, and potentially this may have attracted some bad PR in some sense, where he did not want his company that was already dealing with a whole lot of stuff to be in the public's eye in this negative manner. Like, think about it. And I'm not trying to give Stansberry and Associates a pass here, but think about it. They don't want anybody to talk about this because they already dealt with a whole lot of stuff. It was already looked at as a negative thing in the public's eye. And now this person that worked for this company and received a call from this company ended up losing their life. That's bad. That ain't good at all, So I'm like, maybe that's why they were given gag orders. Nobody could talk about it because they knew the call came from that company. This one is a strong theory, though. But let's move on to theory number 4. Mental health crisis. This one right here, I didn't even read it yet, but I'm just like, come on. Did he seem like he was having a mental health crisis when he received the call and then he ran out of the house? Did he seem like he was having a mental health crisis before the call? He wasn't having a mental health crisis. So why is this even a theory? But let's read it. There's also a theory that Rey experienced a psychological break or manic episode. The note found behind his computer included disorganized references to famous names, quotes, and Freemasonry. Some believe this was evidence of paranoia or delusion. However, Rey had no documented history of mental illness. Exactly. No documented history of mental illness. But let's read the second part. His wife and family said he was not acting erratically before his disappearance. He was making future plans, had a supportive relationship, and no signs of suicidal ideation. The FBI determined the note was not suicidal. Like, this theory right here is not going to kick it for me. No. Mental health crisis, no. How do you feel about this theory? Put it in the comments down below. But I don't think so. Not this one. Nope. Let's go on to theory number 5. Secret societies or corporate conspiracy. This is the most speculative but persistent idea. Some believe Rey discovered something damaging about his employer or another group. They point to his deep dive into Freemasonry, the symbolic language in his note, the involvement of Agora Inc., a larger financial company with a history of SEC violations. Supporters suggest he was silenced for what he knew, and that his death was made to look like an accident or suicide. Critics say there's no direct evidence of this, but the silence, secrecy, and logistics of the scene continue to fuel the theory. This one here is a little interesting because it's reminding me of, if you've never seen this movie, I suggest you go watch it. I think it's called The Accountant. Now, this accountant, he is dangerous, okay? And this company, I don't mean to give spoilers here, but definitely go check it out. The Accountant. This accountant, he has this OCD, and if he does not do what he needs to do, it's like his hands, his feet, they hurt him. So it's like he has to follow through with whatever the job is. So he is great. He's the best accountant ever. He's really good with numbers. He's really good with finding issues or money that went missing for whatever the reason. Okay? Now, in this movie, they hire him to find the issues where the money went. And when they saw that he found the issue, they would not allow him to finish the job. And he became dangerous. Okay, so it's like, this reminds me of that movie, right? Not saying that Rey wasn't allowed to finish, because they did try to take him out after he found out some things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, this was crazy, man. This right here is crazy. I'm not saying crazy in a bad way, but it's like, it's just the way it reminded me of the movie The Accountant. That is crazy. The involvement of Agora Inc., a larger financial company with a history of SEC violations. Like, the accountant, somebody was trying to hide something. They hired him to find the problem, but they were hoping, I guess, he didn't find the issues. But he was so damn good, he found the issues. And when they saw that he found it, he was like, "Oh, yo, no, we gotta unalive him. Like, we gotta get rid of him." But I am telling you, this is some shit. This is next level here. Damn. I don't know. do stuff like this really happen in real life? I know this is real life, but I'm saying that based on what I watched in the movie, this type of stuff really do happen? Like, for real? This is a theory? This is mind-blowing to me at the moment, y'all, so please excuse me. But so far, theory number 5, because of the movie that I watched, I'm going to put this on the list. Theory number 4, nah, that one could go. Theory number 3, kinda, right? I'm kind of there because a lot of the things a lot of these bullet points, they were like sticking. And when I say sticking, I mean like they were hitting hard, you know? Like the Stansberry and Associates, the call came from there. He rushed out of the house, and then, you know, the company is refusing. Even if I understand that there might be some bad PR, this is your homeboy, man. This is your friend. You know, you're not going to speak publicly on what may have happened, or assist with the investigation. And then on top of that, all these years that's gone by, you know, the police are going to do their job, and they're going to find things, you know. They're going to find things. And if they find all these years, they haven't spoken to anybody, not even Porter Stansberry. They haven't, nothing. They just left him alone because there was a gag order that was given to like the employees and stuff. Oh no, you can't talk to my staff. And then that's it. Investigation done. They can't talk to the staff, and that's it. I'm pretty sure, or I feel, I have no evidence of this, but I feel that they spoke to Stansberry and Associates, and they found out some additional things, and maybe added it to the investigation, but did not release that information publicly. That's what I think may have happened. The investigation is still ongoing, right? At least I would like to believe so. It's like something happened, you know, and, you know, they got some information, and it's not really enough to release to the public yet, you know? So I'll just leave it there. So theory number 3 and theory number 5, this one right here, though, reminded me of a movie I watched. I like this one. I like this theory right here. I ain't gonna lie to you. But theory number 3, theory number 5, let's look at number 2 again. Accident? Nah, bruh. Misjudged the distance. Nah, bruh. Y'all could go on with that one. This one right here with the suicide, I don't know. Like that whole thing with the stress and because you found a note of with some language or some words that you didn't understand doesn't mean that there might have been some stress. You know, like, Ray would seem like a real chill dude. I don't even know him, but it just seemed like he was a real chill dude, man, and the life of the party probably, you know? So, So, anyway, what theory are you going to choose? And explain it in the comments. Let's have this conversation. Those are the main theories surrounding Rey Rivera's death. Each one seems to answer a piece of the mystery, but none of them explain everything. If you missed our last story, we covered Elisa Lamb, a young woman who checked into the Cecil Hotel but never checked out and was later found in a sealed rooftop water tank. If you want to check that out, click here. But if you want to check out part 1 of Rey Rivera's story, click the link pinned at the top of the comment section, and I'll see you in the next one.